What's going on, everybody? Happy Friday. Hope everybody's doing good. My name's Bobby, and this is going to be my second video follow-up to my distal bicep rupture and surgery. I made a video 3 weeks ago documenting everything from how I injured it up to where I was at 3 weeks post-op. I am 6 weeks post-op to the day, and doing good. I had planned on making follow-ups each week, just progression and how I was doing through there to just try to throw out some helpful information for everybody. Like I said in the previous video, I went on YouTube after I did this, just looking for information, how everybody healed, what to expect, and all that. So at that third week, I felt like everything was moving along pretty good. And right after that video, I started experiencing a little bit more pain. It seemed like in my forearm and in my wrist, and it seemed like it just got a little bit different. I felt like at that point the pain should have been getting better. So I got a little aggravated and a little, disappointed, and ended up just not being in the mood to make a video. So what I'm chalking all that up to, and what I'm kind of have determined my issue has been, and I mentioned this in the previous video, when I went back for my 2-week follow-up, my surgeon told me I had an abnormally large nerve in my arm. It's my radial nerve. The radial nerve runs from your neck into your forearm into your wrist. They had to put a retractor on it to pull it out of the way so they could do the surgery. So he told me that it was probably going to be aggravated. I didn't know all what he meant by aggravated. He said my numbness would probably be there a little bit longer than normal. So what I'm chalking this up to is my numbness has started to dissipate quite a bit. There's not a ton of numbness anymore. I have a little stripe of numbness from my incision to my wrist right now, and that's about it. So I assume with that numbness going away, that nerve's waking up. So maybe that nerve was a little dead still, and it's waking up along with the rest of my arm. And it has just been kind of a little bitch. It's not 24/7 nerve pain. It's not like I'm walking around 24/7 with my arm hurting. It's not that. It just seemed like, certain movements and whatnot with my arm would trigger it, and then my arm would ache for 15 minutes. Now, would it have been as bad had I been wearing my brace like I was supposed to? For me, yes, because my brace was triggering that nerve pain by pressing on my arm. Today is the official day I could have come out of my brace. No longer had to wear it. My doctor gave me 6 weeks and I could come out of it. Shortly after that video, I came out of it and never put it back on because of it triggering that nerve pain. So I might have, I'm probably have been moving my arm around, which I had I had permission by my surgeon to, function normally, but no lifting. About water bottle was about the limit of what I need to be picking up. So he pretty much told me, I could, if I could brush my teeth, do whatever, kind of free range to do whatever, as long as I wasn't lifting anything over a pound. So I really wasn't doing anything that I shouldn't be doing. It was just an aggravating, nerve issue that was very rare in his words. So don't get discouraged. At week 6, most people are pretty much, from what I researched and saw, are pain-free. There's a gentleman in my physical therapy that has come in. He had the same surgery, same injury. He's about a week and a half behind me post-op. He didn't have any pain except for just a little bit of, wrist pain that kind of generates into the forearm because of the surgery itself. And he said it's really not bad at all. So, and a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people are kind of pain-free by this point. So that's been my only aggravation, I believe, is that nerve causing me the issues. So that's why I didn't make the videos, kind of got a little bummed out and just didn't make anything. So this being my 6th week, on Monday, the beginning of the week, woke up and everything seemed to be a lot better. Tuesday, a lot better, so on and so on. Fast forward to today, Friday, officially 6 weeks to the day post-op. It's a lot better than what it was. I wasn't able to do a couple of things in PT that I can do now. I can grip this noodle tool thing that you work back and forth like this to, work your arm, and I was not able to do that. I couldn't get my wrist around it because it was still just kind of locked and it hurt. Now I'm able to get my wrist. It's a major improvement in just a week. So I'm happy with that. I'm not completely pain-free, unfortunately. It's still there, but it seems to be centrally located into my wrist now and not into my forearm. It seems to have all gone from my forearm. My incision right there where he's drilled and reattached is a little tender, and I'm assuming it's going to be. They say 6 to 8 weeks for complete to completely be healed to the bone. So, but that's it. That was weeks 3, 4, and 5 were all pretty much the same. Just kind of dealing with the aggravation of still not being able to turn my arm a certain way without triggering that nerve. Now, week 6, I'm able to turn my arm certain ways without triggering that nerve, and it's great. I can, like open doorknobs now. Can't quite brush my teeth yet. I mean, I can. It's just a little uncomfortable. It doesn't hurt bad, but like eating, I kind of have to hold my fork a certain way. I still can't it's still kind of just uncomfortable when I do it. So I continue to just do things with my left hand right now, but I am forcing myself to do more with my right hand so I can just get that stuff worked out. Movement's gotten really good. The supination and the pronation and all that's working good. Got really good movement. I'm happy with it. I'm able to put my pants with both hands now, where I wasn't able to do that before. Pretty much wash, to the top of my shoulder when I'm in the shower. I can get under my armpit pretty good. A little uncomfortable depending on how I turn my wrist. So that's where I'm at as far as movement goes. But movement's night and day. I can pick up a bottle of water and drink it with no problem, which is great. So I'm happy now. Like I said, I was extremely disappointed for the past couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, just thinking I should have been further along. Look, this is not a injury to rush. It's going to take time. I know that. I'm just an impatient person. I just kind of want things to happen overnight, and I know they're not going to. So just got a little frustrated. But like I said, that was me. That's a rare instance for me. I don't think most people would experience that. Hopefully you don't have to experience that. I'm sure you can tell by the video. You can see the difference in sizes in my arm. My right arm is completely just at this point. I do get to start lifting a dumbbell on Monday, 1 to 2 pound dumbbell. I'm going to be able to start doing curls and stuff and movements and with a band and stuff, and start working that bicep back up. So that's going to be nice. Still got a road ahead of me to get this arm built back up. They say it's like 4, 5, 6 months before you get completely released with no restrictions. So I'm at 6 weeks, getting closer, getting there. I plan on trying to make a video every week. I'm not a YouTuber. Trying to sit down and do these videos is a little awkward. I seem to have kept this one considerably shorter than the last one, but I'm sure I've glanced over something. Feel free to ask if anybody sees this one. I know only by like 17 people saw the original one, and I think probably 2 or 3 of those views was me, and probably 2 of them were my son. So, but if anybody does see these videos, I hope it's some useful information. That's why I made it. That's why we go on YouTube, trying to find information that we're looking for on what to expect from, whatever ailments we're going through, or trying to fix a car or whatever. We go on YouTube to find the information. So hopefully this gives you some useful information on what I'm dealing with, what I'm going through with this type of injury. And if I've glanced over anything, which I'm sure I have, just leave a comment. I'll make a follow-up video about your question, or just answer it in the comments. However I see fit, and what's going to be most helpful to answer your questions. So I'm starting to babble. I will try to make a follow-up video next week, and appreciate you sticking around.